can't hear.
No, I can't hear. I can't hear you.
So can you hear me?
Yes.
You can hear me now, can you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry, I don't know what's wrong with my computer today. So sorry, everybody. I know technology is kind of messing me up today. So I think I can hear feedback. Can you hear feedback as well?
Just a little bit.
It is
Yeah.
faint, but I can hear you.
Can you?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm gonna have to switch one of my either my computer off or something. Okay. Better?
Yes, it's getting better.
Okay. I switched my computer off. So I was on my phone and on my computer because at first I was able to log in on my computer. All right. So sorry everybody for the little break in transmission. So I was saying Merry Christmas to everybody. How was your holiday? For me, I was a little bit sick, but I'm getting over it now. You know, there's colds and flu and everything out there. So, yeah. So today, as you can see, I have two fantastic guests. All right, you can see them beautiful. They're looking, awesome. I always bring beautiful people on this show. What can I tell you? I like beautiful people. And so today I have two entrepreneurs. They are both in two different fields, but they're doing amazing in their field. So I brought them today so they can talk to us about how they're thriving, because they're all trying, like both of them are thriving in their different field. For Irene Job, Irene is in the beauty and fitness and all of that field, and she will get you into the desired shape. And also you could see from her journey, losing a lot of weight and then turning that into a business and thriving at it. I know the last time I saw her, I know you were a director. I don't know if you've gotten to the executive director, so I don't know yet. So
I'm
maybe that
regional.
is your
So I've
region.
gone past director,
Fantastic.
executive, and I'm
Congratulations.
now a regional director in my business.
That's fantastic. And for Afikewa Design, for those of you that don't know Afikewa Designs, if you know that I launched my line of Dapper Black women clothing, some says Dapper Black Queen, some is Dapper Black King. And for allies that are not Black, I also have that proud Black ally or that proud ally. So I told you guys that I collaborated with a Black-owned business in Alberta. So Afikewa Designs is a person that I collaborated with, and her name is Toyin Jones. Welcome to the show, both of you.
Thank you. Thank you for
So,
having me.
first of all, my first question will be, I will be directing it towards Irene. Can you just tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for putting this together. Um, you know what? If I can just have my, I'm just hoping that I'm able to keep my phone steady. Hi, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on where you're watching us from. My name is Irene Job, and in recent time, I am known as a health and wellness coach and advocate, and also a transformational coach. And I do not take that for granted, because the truth is, in this current day and time, we're all going through life in different ways, where we have to be at home, eating, and not really having the best habits. And the truth is, um, things add up, right? Things add up. And just like you had mentioned, I started the journey for my personal transformation and well-being, and I just ended up inviting so many other people within my tribe and my community to join me on the journey to transform their bodies, and we ended up doing amazing. And I decided to make a business out of it to help many more people out there.
Thank you so much. And that's why I decided to contact you, because that's fantastic, to not only use a product and get the result, but also to have that entrepreneurial mindset to change it into a business. You saw an opportunity and you took it out. And out of that, it's not just empowering yourself and making it into a business. You're also helping a lot of young women, and
Yes,
either young or old, don't let me discriminate. You're
everybody.
helping a lot of women,
Yeah,
also to achieve their weight
right.
loss goals. So that's
Yes.
fantastic. So now I'm gonna go to Toyin Jones, the CEO, or as I call CEO of Afikewa Designs. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and about your business?
Okay, thank you so much for having me. Good morning, good afternoon, good day, depending on wherever you're watching from. So, like she rightfully said, my name is Toyin Jones, and I'm the CEO, you want to call it, of Afikewa Designs. Anyways, Afikewa Designs was based from me having, you know, me getting tired as a mother, going through my day-to-day activity as a mother, and it was just getting overwhelming. So I decided to start this clothing brand where I just infuse positivity into my day to encourage myself that I could mom the day. We say mom had, go mom, you've got this and stuff like that. I think from there it caught the eyes of my friends, family, and decided buying into it, right? So from there we grew. So now I can confidently say, and like Irene said, I don't take any of this for granted because I know how far I've come. People don't even know how far. Maybe the company was started in 2020, but no, it started way beyond that. But that's that story for maybe later. But then as we continue to grow, now we customize not only clothes, not only hoodies, but blank stuff, canvases, photo frames, socks, all kinds of things, bags. We've grown much more. We've expanded our inventory, not just clothes alone. Now we've gone so much more, adding beauty and uniqueness into everybody's day and into their clothing. Something that you could relate with, something that you can call your own, because it's got your stamp in it. So that's what we do at Afikewa Designs.
Oh, thank you so much. And one similarity between both of you is that it started with you looking for something that would help out with whatever situation that you were going through at that point. But then you decided, you know what, there's an opportunity here, and you decided to take it and expanded on it, and now it's going really great for you. And that's one thing that I want a lot of people to to think about. Sometimes opportunity comes, but if you don't take advantage of it at that point, then you don't know what you could have gained. And with your situation, you saw the opportunity, you took that opportunity, and today is going really good. So for a lot of people out there that you're thinking, what business can I, go into? What I want to be an entrepreneur, but I'm scared I might not make it, or I might not sell. Sometimes it take a process. The truth is, nobody's going to tell you that you start your business today is going to actually, thrive today, but it takes a process. And that's why we're here today, to tell you that you're not alone. A lot of people have been through the same thing that you're going through, but you have to stay with the process. And that's the only way you can be successful at that. So before we go on to the rest of the questions for the show, stay tuned for a little bit. Welcome back, everybody. So, my second question is, how, for everybody, for every business, there are challenges, right? So, for you, and I will go back to Tony Jones, for you, what were the challenges when you started your business? What were the challenges that you had to go through? And the second leg of that question will be, how did you overcome those challenges?
So for me, I remember when I started, and it called, like I said, called the eye of friends and families. That was good and could last for only for so long. Then became the self-doubt. What if they are just sticking around or buying because they're my friends and family and kind of thing like that? Then you just go weary into um diving yourself into the self-doubt, which I did. I just started doubting myself, like, what am I doing? What if I fail? And as you give it time to dwell in your head, it begins to control your emotions and begins to control almost everything around you. You know, so that was my biggest issue, like the self doubt. I wasn't I wasn't so confident in what I was doing. As much as it was good for me to wear, it was all right for me. I could slay in it at any time. My friends could do that, but I was like, just trying to limit myself into my small group and not so much expand because I don't want the backlash, the internet, and all that kind of stuff. So after a while, it grew into me, okay, where do I get my supplies from as my territory was beginning to expand? How do I get my supplies? How do I, the margin, the profit, the cost price? How do you start to do all that? And then where do you get the people to expand from? So there were so many other issues that I faced, but at some time when I continued with it, because like they say, practice makes perfect, right? If you do not give up in anything you're doing, you're bound to um, either do two things: either just give up completely, and if you don't give up, you're bound to better yourself, and then as you're bettering yourself, you become better in actual sense, in actual facts of it. So I became better, and that gave me more confidence. I began to not only inhibit within my surroundings, not just people that I know. I began to like go to Facebook on my own, just go to Facebook, market it on Facebook, and people order, and then they give me feedback, which is not related to where my friends and families are. You understand? So their feedback was different from what I would get from friends and family. And that kind of built my momentum and also built my confidence. Then in 2020, as I stayed on in 2020, I also, joined a live video like this on Instagram. That also builds my confidence because this were people that I've never seen before, people that I've never even heard of, and people started ordering and they were giving me feedback. So that's was how it all went for me. That's how I overcame it. I just stayed true to the course. I didn't give up, if that makes any sense. I just kept, even as I was not doing so much, but I kept making that research, trying to get better and better in my craft. And then, yeah, when the opportunity came to prove myself, I was ready.
Oh, that's fantastic. The fact that you stay true to the course, and that's the same thing I was trying to talk about, because a lot of people get frustrated easily. For you, you said Afikewa design boomed around 2020. However, you've had about 7 years in that process that you had to go through. A lot of people don't see the struggle that you had to go through. They only see the results and they be like, oh, you made it overnight, or oh, it just happened overnight. So when they are going through the process, they get frustrated. And I think part of it is because a lot of times people, as I said, refuse to see the process, or people, the people in that business or the entrepreneurs, they're not also showing people the process, because they only show the results, they don't show the process. So having said that, I'm going to go to Irene. With your business, how, like, did you face challenges as well, and how were you able to overcome?
Right. Thank you so much. So, I like the fact that you mentioned the process, because we have to learn to respect and appreciate and go through the process. The truth is, with every business comes with challenges. And the higher you go in your business and the more you grow, the bigger the challenges, right? And for me personally, personal development was very, very big for me. It played a key role in facing the challenges that I've had to deal with, because my business has to do with health and wellness. And most times, the biggest portion of my business comes from weight loss. It's a very sensitive topic for a lot of people, including me at the time. I remember my mom would always tell me during the pandemic when it started in 2020 last year, every time I made a video, my mom would say, "You're adding a lot of weight. You need to slow down. It's so easy to add weight and it's very difficult to lose it. You need to take it easy." And I'll be like, "Oh no, it's just the angle of the camera. Oh, it's just what I'm wearing. The camera was just too close to me." And I made a lot of excuses and I was so defensive. And when I look back at the videos she was referring to, I was actually really big for my size. And also, it affected my health. So, my biggest challenge with growing my business is understanding and being able to be relatable with my clients, and also showing and sharing my process and my journey. I've had so many transformations. I was never really a big girl, but outside of losing weight, I've had the biggest transformation of my life, which is being able to get off high blood pressure medication that I've been on since from when I had my son. My son now is 5 years old. And I've also helped a lot of people to achieve a healthier life and adapt towards healthier lifestyles and habits. And just showing my journey, like on my Instagram during the summer, I would go to like the parks, I would go to events, I would go, maybe they're having like a soccer tournament, I would go there and I would have my products and I would display it. For some people, for lack of a better word, people in my position would not do that. Why? Because sometimes we feel like, oh, I'm all the way up there. Oh, I have all of these degrees. I graduated with distinction. Why should I be selling tea? Why should I be selling this NutriBus? Why should I be seen in a corner, literally hawking my products? But guess what? It went from my head to my heart, and I had to fast understand that this is not about me. This is about the lives out there, the people who are struggling with their health but will not stand a chance to have access to this information if I don't show up, if I don't make myself relatable, right? So, in showing up, in helping myself live a better life and a healthier life, I was able to connect with many people, and when you bring value as a business, people are going to look for you. Consistency. Toyin mentioned consistency. You can never go wrong with consistency. I show up when it's convenient. I show up when it's not convenient. I show up when I'm down. I show up when I'm happy. I show up regardless of how many times people tell me no. I just keep showing up because my goal is to have thousands of families experience my products and also give them the opportunity to make this as a business just like I've made. It takes a lot to come out of corporate, right? I've always been in the corporate. I've always been someone who believes in multiple streams of income. And this business gave me the opportunity to walk away from a decent pay. But what I did was I had to bet on myself. I had to say, Irene, first things first, you have to take good care of yourself. And in taking good care of myself, I can make money out of it by helping other people. So it was just a no-brainer for me.
That's a great analysis of your process throughout. So for talking about consistency and showing up and no matter what the situation is, both of you, I follow both of you, and I see how you actually do show up every day on social media. Even yesterday, both of you were still on social media, even sometimes you make fun reels, you make videos so that people can actually experience the product, experience you as well as the face behind the brand. And that's fantastic. So both of you, as you said, in 2020, you both grew your business even bigger and better than you've ever thought in the within a pandemic. For some people, the pandemic made them say, "Oh, this pandemic, that was their excuse and the setback." But for you, you made use of what you had and you pushed your product through, even in the pandemic, and it has thrived since then. So, would you say that social media had a huge impact in your growth as well? So, I'm going back to Tony.
Okay. So the effects of social media can never be overemphasized. Like, this is 2021, we're going to 2022. Anybody that has hate for social media is probably, I mean, okay. I mean, it depends, because I've had people that like, oh, I don't like social media and all that, which I kind of understand. But social media, it's like the gold mine, for any business at this day and age. If you're not on social media, you're probably missing a lot. Now, I'll tell you this. So there's so many various angles of social media, and where people get entrapped and misled and confused, and they get the fact that it's too much and all that. But there's this part of social media that I can show my products to, I don't know, give a number, hundreds of people. I'm not saying hundreds of people are buying from me, but they're seeing it. And in this day and age, what really matters is the eyeball. It doesn't matter when, it doesn't matter how, but let them see it. As long as they see it and you're in their faces for a long time, there is every tendency, or let's say about a few percentage, let's say 50% chance or 25% chance that one person is going to buy from you from seeing your products on maybe not on a daily basis, but on a frequent basis, or them knowing you exist. So here's the difference between when I started my business and when I went fully on social media. Now, I started back in maybe 2016, 2017, and the first thing I did was to open my social media accounts like you be advised. I had the Facebook account, I had the Instagram account, and I don't show up regularly. I just post, just so that they know that I have a page, that kind of a thing. But came 2020 and I was constantly on there to show up, to let people know. People that I don't even know, people that nobody referred, but for the fact that they were using the app, stumbled on a video I made or on a post I made, decided to contact me. How do you explain that? And it's free. I've spent so much money on ads when I was on Facebook, when I started initially, because you get this manuscript that once you start a business on social media, you gotta post ads, you have to do ads, you have to do this training, you have to do all those kind of stuff. I'm not trying to belittle those stuffs, but then the power that social media itself gives to you on free basis, it's so much more than you getting so much worked up or overthinking it. So social media is very, very essential for every business, no matter what you're doing at this day and age. It's very, very essential. And it's really boosted my confidence, my business has really taken it to the next level. But you just have to be serious about it. You have to show up, like Irene said, you have to show up. It's not somewhere you just dump and go. It's somewhere where you kind of live for a while and then strategize. Have a strategy in place. Let it be fun. Don't let it be something you have to think too much about. Everybody gets to that stage where it's overwhelming and all that, but then you have to go and sit down and think about what you're doing, in how you're doing it and how you're showing up. It ought to be fun. And when it's fun, then you don't have any issues, with your sales or with whatever you're doing, whatever you're trying to accomplish on social media.
Thank you so much, Tony. So now to Irene, what has been the impact of social media in growing your business?
Everything, like everything, literally. The both of you, I met you guys through Instagram. right? First, our very first interaction is through Instagram, and it's unbelievable, especially when I go back. I started this business in January. I went full time in June. Like this was in June. June was when I, quit my job and just said, you know what, I'm gonna do this full time. I've made quite this let me not say this like a very good amount from my business, and this monies did not come from my family and friends. Even my dad is a client of mine, my mom and my dad, they take my products, my family, everybody, because they say charity begins at home, right? And you want to make sure that your people are good. But I was trying to send messages during this festive season to people on Instagram, and I went into my DM from the beginning to the last. They are all connected to my business. I don't know these people from anywhere. I have customers in Australia, Dubai, different parts of the world that I've never been to. And the only reason that I have access to these people is because of my business and because I show up on Instagram. I'm going to emphasize on Instagram because my Facebook is somewhat private, like kind of still restricted to my friends. But other people can message me, but Instagram is my biggest market. It is so big that even me, I'm like, you want to tell me that there's this much access? Instagram makes the world like everybody in the world is your neighbor, right? And the fact that my business is a drop shipping business, like people can literally just click my link and you would buy my products and it's going to be shipped directly to your doorstep. And I have people in India. I think anyone that is not leveraging social media, especially Instagram, is missing out on a lot because two things are involved. You're either making money on Instagram or you're spending money. I used to be that person. I used to buy courses off Instagram. Like things would pop up on my field or my feed, or I would see something that I like and I would just buy it. So for the longest time, I used to spend money, but now I get to make a lot of money from Instagram. And not to even mention the fact that I also promote for other brands, which that is also another story because when I when I realized how many people come across my content and buy my products, it gave me a different level of confidence because I felt like I have been shortchanging myself with other brands that I've worked with. Because if there's one thing about me, I show up, and then when I represent brands, people end up thinking I'm the owner of the brand. But no, that's how I just do everything. Like people in my place in Nigeria, they'll say, I carry people matter. If I'm working with a brand, I carry it on my head with pride. And it's the exact same thing I've done with my health and wellness business, right? So just to answer your question, Instagram is a lifesaver. You just have to show up. You have to be consistent. You don't have to have 1 million followers to make $1 million,
Yep.
right? Sometimes I go live and it's just me and two people. Sometimes I post content and it's just a few views. But guess what? 3 weeks after, someone will send me that, oh, this stuff, I just listened to it. Or even many months after. Just leave it. I like to say that Instagram or any social media platform is your TV. You know how many times you have to watch an ad in order for you to even eventually buy into whatever they're advertising? It's the same way. So sometimes you watch an ad. Why do you think Coca-Cola, as big as they are, they still spend so much money on advertisement, right? They would advertise and do new videos, new campaigns over and over and over again, And I like to say to my team, I said, imagine if you put on CNN and there's no news, there's nobody. You put it on again, there's nobody, like nobody's reporting. Nobody's going to go back on that channel to want to watch. It's the same thing. You have to keep showing up. You have to keep showing up. People might not buy today, but they're going to buy tomorrow. People might see your post and save it because they want to come back when they have the need for it, right? And it's not even enough to show up. You have to
Yes.
interact with your audience, right? You have to, I had to restrict my comment post, my comment session for only people who really follow me because it was out of control. If I don't come back to interact, I feel bad. Like, oh, So in order to restrict that and just don't like give myself time, I just put that restriction at least for now, pending when I have help with somebody managing my social media. But it's fun. And another thing is it makes you feel closer to your clients, right? It makes you feel connected to your clients. It's like, oh, this person is my best friend, right? But you guys haven't even met before. So,
Yes.
and outside of the angle of business, I've been able to connect with a lot of people. I'm talking even people who are big time celebrities, not only in my country, but outside of Nigeria. And sometimes I see all of these DMs. This account is a verified account. I'm like, wow. You mean to tell me that if I was just sitting down in my house or if I had a shop somewhere, these people, of course, will not come all the way to my store. But now they can just send me a DM and they're now my clients. And before you know it, we actually have each other's numbers and we're now cool. Oh my goodness, are you kidding? I will sleep on Instagram if I have to.
Thank you so much for that. And that's the truth because recently I ordered food from somebody that makes food in my area, and she was asking for reviews. So I told her, "Oh yeah, the rice is really good," and she actually does make really good food. So I was like, "Oh, are you on Instagram?" Because my intention at that point was to post it on my platform and then tag her. She was like, "No, I'm not there," and all of that. And in my mind, I'm thinking, that's a whole lot of money that you're leaving on the table because at the end of the day, there's so many people that wanted to have their meal prepared for Christmas. If I had posted it on my platform, one, two, three people might have seen it and then patronized from there. So I
Right.
don't understand what happens that people are not on social media yet, especially considering what happened throughout the pandemic where everywhere keeps getting shut down.
Right.
There's Omicron, everywhere gets shut down. There's
Yeah.
Delta, that everywhere gets shut down. So at the end of the day, most people that were able to thrive in their business were people that was able to leverage the power of social media or the
Right.
power of a website and things like that. So,
Right.
which brings me to my next question. The major theme for the show this season is success and confidence. Both of you have been successful at what you do, and that's because you've been showing off. You've been showing up. You've been very consistent. You've been diligent at what you do. But the main thing that I feel like it holds people back, especially people in our community, Black people, people of color, is confidence. And I believe that confidence most of the time is why people don't show up on the internet because they're feeling how will people perceive me? How will people take me? How am I going to create content and all of that? So for you, how have you built were you able to build that confidence to start your business, to grow your business, to be on social media? So I'm going to start with Toyin at this point.
Thank you for that question. And before I answer, I just wanted to add to what Irene said the other time. So she said social media is like TV. I see social media as your real estate. TV, you can always go, I mean, you can, when it's aired, see, but your real estate is there. So if you've done it like 100 years, it's still there as long as that platform did not collapse or and YouTube has been here since when TikTok started and it's still here. So if you started with TikTok and you had a video or just a post with TikTok, 2 years, 3 years down the line, as long as the platform is still available, people can go back and see it.
Right.
So it's a real gold mine for people to invest in. And it's just free. Nobody's
Right.
charging you anything to be there. You do it at your pace, you do it however you like, consistently showing up, and there you have it. Your real estate. Just still treat it as your real estate. That's how I treat my social media platform. I'm not on every, I mean, I'm not showing up on every, just like you know, Instagram is your main. Instagram is also my main, but there are so many other areas where people can, you know, develop themselves. Now, talking about how do you build confidence? That was the question, sorry, right? How do you build confidence? Okay. So for me, there
It's
is
very
this
short.
thing about being ready before you're ready, you know, trying to practice before you're ready. Just try to do things before you're fully ready and, you know, ready to show the world what you're up to. For me, I've had years of experience trying to fail, trying trial by error and things within my friends and testers and people that can just go through things for me. So I've had that years of experience in trying to build myself, in trying to understand what I really want, trying to get that perfect, you know, perfect product that I want. So building confidence takes time. You don't I don't think anyone is born with it. And there's also the fake it till you make it, you know, part of the world, you know, and that also helps because sometimes you just have to pretend that you're confident because you need to tell yourself what you tell yourself is very, very important, and how you see yourself is very, very important. For me, I don't take myself too seriously. That's one thing that's helped me. So people think they can come bash me and come talk about me and all that, but I've done that to myself already. Like you see some of my stuff when I started my business, that was one thing that held me back on Instagram because I have this personal Instagram page where I just let loose. I show all my craziness, and that I'm comfortable with. And over time, I've grown to understand myself that I'm not the, you know, sit pretty and talk one kind and all that kind of stuff. I'm not that kind of a person. If I'm not having fun, then that's it. I'm not doing it. If you understand what I mean. When we started the business together, when you wanted to launch your line, you saw how I was talking. If I wasn't able to relate with you that way, it's probably won't cut it for me because I need to be relaxed. I need to feel you to feel relaxed. I need also understand ourselves, and I need to show you that I know what I'm doing while doing that. You understand what I mean? So confidence it's
Yeah.
been built over time. You just have to keep doing it, keep at it, keep trying to better yourself, go for courses, go for, you know, all kinds of things that can help you in your craft. And you can't say because you don't have confidence enough, you're not showing up. You're not training yourself if you're not showing up. So you have to keep showing up, keep building that confidence, and just assume it, claim it, whatever it is, just claim it to yourself. Tell yourself this every single day, whatever words that could make you confident. Tell it to yourself every single day, and you'll be surprised that one day you wake up and you actually assume and be that person that you want to be. That is what has helped me. Anyways, I hope I've answered your question.
Yeah, thank thank you so much for that. And that's the truth. Fake it till you make it truly. Because when I also started that Proud Black Woman, it was like during the pandemic as well. So I feel like all of us like went into that social
Yeah.
media mode. And for me, I'm generally not the type of person that would want to come in front of a camera and stuff. But what made me a little bit more confident, like I feel like every single video I make, I get a little bit more confident. But
Mhm.
for me, I'm not talking to people directly until now that I started the live. Before it was a recorded video. So
Yeah.
I get the chance to like edit it and all of that. But as the time goes, I felt like I was ready to go live and to speak with people, you know, directly and all of that. So sometimes you need to build that confidence. I was never the person that would just like was confident. I wasn't born with confidence and all of that. But I find, as I said, every single time I go on the show, and when I tell people after that, oh my God, 2 minutes before the show, I was so nervous. They'll be like, really? It doesn't show. And when I go back, because sometimes, you know, when in your head you feel like you're already messing up something. But when I go back and I watch, I'm like, oh, wow, okay, it didn't show. Even though I was
Yeah.
really nervous, it didn't show. So I feel like the more you work on yourself and you're not sitting down feeling pity for yourself, the more you work on yourself, the more, you know, you continue to repeat that thing that you're doing, then you get a little bit more confident. I think we lost Irene. Okay, she's back. All right, let me add her back to the stream.
So sorry
Hi,
about
welcome
that.
back.
So sorry.
No problem. So we're just talking about confidence and how we could build confidence in our different fields. So okay, I think the internet is a little bit. So for you, how were you able to build that confidence, in your business and showing up on social media, starting your own business and all of how were you able to build that confidence?
Right. So the truth is, when it comes to confidence, right, it's something that everyone is in a different level when it comes to confidence, and you just have to start if you are willing to. Especially as a business, you must be present in whatever form, right? I've always been someone that would be in the faces of people just by virtue of what I used to do in the past. But in recent time, I had to come to a realization that I don't have to look. I want to always look my best, but those things don't necessarily define me. For instance, if this was 2 years ago, I will not be on your platform without a full face beat. That's the truth. But guess what? Even on Instagram, I go live without my wig, with just my cornrows. Because over the years, I've had to say to myself that, listen, it doesn't have to be perfect in order for it to be out there. People are not looking for perfection. People want to be able to relate with you. People want to know that you're a human being. Like, you don't wake up with a full face beat. People want to see that. They want to see the process. Because really, the truth is, back then, if I wanted to do makeup every day, I really could afford to do makeup, but it is not sustainable as a business person. And today is Boxing Day. Everyone is at home with their loved ones. And I don't know how to do makeup by myself.
Yeah.
Even if I've watched on social YouTube so many times. So do you mean to tell me that because I don't know how to do makeup to look glam, I will not show up for my business? I have to show up for my business even when I'm taking my supplements every morning. I have to document this process, right?
Yeah.
There's so many other things that I'm not confident enough to do, like dancing. I really want to learn how to dance. But even with my 2 left legs, I still do videos and I have fun and I dance. And guess what? A lot of people who don't know how to dance like me, they're like, yes, this is my partner in 2 left legs. But in doing that, I'm also passing a message, because now when I perfect my dancing skills, I have people who are like, oh my goodness, your dancing skills has improved, right? Even when my tummy was still big, I would share it and I'm like, 6 packs coming true, right? I don't have the 6 packs, but I have the confidence to know that this 6 packs is going to come. Right now, I'm wearing a crop top. I didn't have the confidence to wear the crop top. But even back then, I had to find ways to just connect with people who are still on the same level as me. Then when that 6 packs comes, these people who followed my journey, it will help to boost their confidence and give them hope, right? And then now I can now rub shoulders with people who have 6 packs. But that 6 packs was never there from the beginning, right? And then guess what? I'm going to go learn how to do makeup for myself. And then people who used to see me, it becomes a transformation. Everything is a transformation, right? Maybe the next time you have me on your platform, I'm going to come looking very different. But guess what? Imagine if I didn't show up just because, oh, I don't like how I look. This is not my best. If you notice, I've been trying to get my good angle. I'm like, gosh, where is the good angle? This is not really working. No lashes, But guess what? My message is very important. So I'm going to show up, even if my forehead is really not my favorite right now.
but it doesn't stop the message, right? Because it's not just about me and how my face looks and how this is not the best week for this event. It's about the message, right? So if I would say anything, sometimes even the people who have the biggest personality and the confidence, I can stand on any stage. You can put me in front of a million people and I will stand and I'll deliver my message and I will walk away, right? But before now, I would not do it if I'm not looking my best. I have to look a certain way in order for me to feel good. But I understand that everyone is at home right now. The world experienced a lockdown and we've all gone through something that no one ever prepared for. We've never experienced it. People are mentally not there and not available. So me showing up is the first step in making a difference in somebody's life and helping someone else with their confidence wherever they are at this point.
Thank you so much. So now going to the end of the show, I know we took a little bit more time, but that's because both of you have so much inspiring stories, and we want to hear about it, and we want it to be able to help other people. So now, as we round up, what will be your final advice to people, entrepreneurs out there, or people aspiring entrepreneurs that are thinking, how do I start my business? How do I show up? How do I make my business a success? So I will go again with Irene.
Okay, thank you. And again, thank you so much for the opportunity to speak on your platform. It's not one that I take for granted. And, I haven't done interviews in a very long time or had conversations outside of Instagram Live. But a message for an entrepreneur out there, I would say, you know what, join me first in business. Join me in business. And you know why? This is not my first business. I have 3 other businesses that I do. The first one is I do own a clothing line that had to suffer during the pandemic because people were not buying clothes. And even before then, I wasn't really showing up for my business. The other thing that I do is styling. I style movie productions, music videos, you know, fashion runway, fashion events, personal styling, professional styling, and all of that. And I also have my own product that I sell, which is shea butter and black soap. What else do I do? I'm sure I do something else. But yeah, I can't even remember. But these are the 3 things that I do outside of my health and wellness business. But guess what? It takes a lot. First, as a business, when you want to start a business, you have to have money. You don't have to have a lot of money, but you're going to have to invest, even if it was $100, for instance, right? You invest $100, you buy products, you sell, you keep your profit aside, you input back the money, right? There's a process. And then there are still other things like creating a website or just depending on Instagram, which is free, right? Compared to, so 2 things. People make the mistake of wanting to start really big. As a business, and speaking from experience, don't think of starting big, having a grand opening a store. It's good to dream big, but start from somewhere. Life is not all about flashy. You're better off having a story. Humble beginnings. This is how I started. I started my clothing business with $5,000, and I was able to, like, I made a lot of money from like just 5,000. And what I did was I kept on reinvesting, and I had a plan, I had a strategy, I had goals. People start business because their friends are doing this and doing that. Everybody else is doing something, you want to start. No. And the reason I started this statement by saying join me in business is because health and wellness is so big and is so important. Our health is our wealth. I'm looking for more people to join me in business, and also give them the opportunity to learn how to run a business. Because guess what? When you join me in business, you only invest $200. That $200, you're going to have your website. You don't have to think of managing a website, paying to design a website. Your own website is going to be created for you, right? And then the next thing is you have drop shipping option for this business. So you learn how to be a master promoter. You focus on marketing. The truth really is that if I had to do everything that I was doing for my clothing business, for my health and wellness business, I wouldn't have been this successful. When I was running my clothing business, my biggest struggle was shipping. I didn't like that. I didn't like putting inventory, putting this, creating labels. I didn't like it. It used to take too much of my time. And I really could not hire people to help me do it. So now, drop shipping is the future of e-commerce. I just have to be a master promoter. People shop from my website and my company fulfills the orders in different parts of the world. So right now, whether we have minus 38 or the snow is big, I'm still making money. There's not a day that goes by without me making money. I don't even have to show up to make money because I've created content from before and people have seen my content, and people in different time zones are buying my products even when I'm sleeping, right? So again, the reason why I started and I said, join me in business is because for people who are not sure about what they want to do, it's a lower risk, because the truth really is that with every business, you have to want it so bad. You have to want to succeed so bad that you set goals for yourself. And when you set those goals, you work towards achieving those goals. And until you do that, until you can really learn to, as a business, to know that when you show up today and you put in the work today, the result might come up in 60 days or in the next 30 days or in the next 90 days. But when the result comes out, it's going to continue to come back. It's going to stay consistent, right? And just being able to leverage even one customer can turn to 10 because you can get referrals, right? It's not everyone who is equipped to be an entrepreneur. So again, if you want to try it, you can come the route of my business and then see for yourself.
Thank you so much. And Toyin, what's your advice for either new entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs that are getting frustrated with their businesses, or people that intending to become entrepreneurs?
My advice will be start where you are. We all hear this common saying that the graveyard is the richest place on earth because that's where dreams are buried. But there are two things we need to note. Like Irene said, people give up easily, too easily. People cannot even stand even the simplest things. And the reason is sometimes we overcomplicate things. Sometimes we think too much about things. And I am so glad that Irene brought up the fact that she's here as she is. When I came online, I'm like, I have no clue about making up, because that's what people stress about so much. And from the onset, I've decided if people don't take me as I am, that's it. I can't help you because I don't know this thing. It's not like I know how to do the powder and know how to do the contour or stuff. I don't even have an idea. I have my sister as a makeup artist, and for years I have not been able to master even trying to, is Irene trying to talk? And
Yeah, I think she muted herself.
you muted yourself. Now you've muted yourself, so we can hear you. Okay.
Yeah, you can continue talking to him.
So we need to start where we are. Take things really easy. Take things slow. Understand what you want.
Yeah, I can hear you now, Irene.
Okay.
I think I can hear it. Yeah. All right,
Okay,
she's gone out.
understand.
All right.
Understand where you want to go. Understand where you're coming from. Understand your passion. Because a lot of people have beautiful ideas, but they can't stick it out because they overcomplicate it or they think too much about it. Now, business it's business is business. Sometimes it's as simple as just calling it a business, transacting with anybody. I tell people if you have an idea, you can sell it to 10 people. But people find it difficult to even selling to one person just because one, they overcomplicate it, two, they overthink it. And these are not necessary. If it's going to fail, is in your hands. If it's going to succeed, is in your hands. There are no secrets anywhere. You just have to show up. Make it simple. Do what you can do. Do your best. Give it your all. That's what they say. Give it your all. Know what you're doing. Like if I want to transform this thing into if I want to transform a plain tumbler into this beautiful tumbler. I have this plain tumbler here. This plain one into this beautiful one. I need to understand how to transform. I don't know what the angle. I need to understand how to If I don't have the basic knowledge of it, how do I do it? Now, it's not by me overthinking it or me overcomplicating it. Oh, maybe I could just put a printer on it. These things are there. YouTube is a very, very good resource. You could find people that have done things like this before. You could start your research, understand. Now, you don't have to take 100 years to research. You don't have to take 100 years to learn something. There are people out there that have done that research already for you. They are like 5 years ahead of you. You can get people say get a coach, people say get this. Just do what you can do. Start where you are. Start with what you have. Do how you know best to do. You can always do the corrections later. You can always do the glam later. You can like I love the way Irene is going with it. I, for one, I can even maybe 2 years down the line or next year, I can decide that, oh, yeah, I want to give some time to learning how to do proper makeup so that when I show up like, you see me on my pictures. Because sometimes I can't marry it to myself, you know. And another goal I have for myself is to know how to dance properly. It's a thing, but I didn't wait till that. I know how to stretch my legs. I know how to do all those crazy. I'm trying, At least I'm lifting myself up from the chair.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is just start from where you are. Start from what you have. Go online, research. There's so many free resources out there, but don't bombard yourself with too much. Just start with what you know right now, and then talk and networking. Networking is very, very big. If you think a tree can stay in a forest alone, I mean, all the better to you. But it's not possible. You have to be able to live off of other people. You have to be able to pick other people's brain. We met somewhere, right? We've known each other for as long as this pandemic started, but we met. We met, it became a different level of conversation.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So you
Yeah.
can't, apart from us saying, oh, social media, it's all good and all that, but then there's still that human connection that a lot of people miss. We still have to be able to connect with ourselves on a different level.
Yeah.
We still have to be able to take this conversation we are having on the social media to another level, that's on a personal level.
Right.
And that's where I enjoy myself. If it was just Toyin, do this for us, do that, but okay, you get bored easily. But you have to be able to communicate and you have to be good at it. You have to cultivate that habit of being humble and being approachable and being a friendly person, which does not, the last time I checked, does not cost a thing. But some people get into their head so much, oh, I can't allow this. I can't take this. I can't take shit. For crying out loud, they're your customers. You have to be able to take it. It's not written on it. You don't have the scars. Trust me, you don't have the scars. You only have the scars in your head if you decide that it stays in your head. Take things simple. Do things better yourself on a daily basis. Get to meet other people that are in business. Get to rub minds with other people. Don't overcomplicate it. And it's easy to say, we discussed this. It's easy to say, I won't lie to you. It's easy to say. But the fact that you do it on a daily basis, it gets easier.
Yeah.
It gets easier that way. Connecting with one person a day or one person a week, it gets easier. You get better at it. But you have to be able to give yourself that chance to do it. And don't be too hard on yourself. Don't be like, nobody's buying from me. It doesn't start in one day, it grows. And believe me, what you put attention to grows. If this is what you want to do and that's where your focus is, it grows. It just doesn't have any choice other than to grow. So give yourself some time. Be kind to yourself, be kind to your words, be kind to how you talk to yourself, be kind to what you lay your intentions on. Don't overcomplicate it and live life freely. You don't have to get it all together. You don't have to have this, like you said, some people it works out for them that way. It didn't work out for me that way. I'm not a grand planner. I don't have it all figured out yet. I'm not where I want to be, but one thing I'm so sure of is I've started. So it's one foot at a time. I'm just trying to bring my best foot forward every single day. And God help me, we're growing. I'm not where I used to be. Like, I'm not even where I used to be like last year. In a year, this is 2 years of the pandemic, right? And so much has happened, so much growth has happened. And this is just me even trying to show up in the least way I can. I'm not that perfect person. I'm not that showing up every day kind of person, but I know where I'm going. And if I have to crawl there, I'll crawl there. But I'm not giving up. That's not an option for me. So that's my only advice to other people. Never give up.
Thank you
Because
so much. Thank you so much. And I really appreciate the fact that I called on you both and you showed up for this show. So I believe a lot of people have been able to learn from you. And there's so many questions that we have, but unfortunately, we don't have so much time because I know there's so much to learn. It's really the fact that both of you are doing your own thing and you've gotten to a level where you quit your job that is paying you daily and you're able to be to sustain yourself with the income coming from your business, which is so much a lot of people can't even boast about, but you've been able to do that. You've been able to surmount that mountain in front of other people. You'll be able to learn, create your own strategies, learn from other people and apply it to yourself, to your business, and you'll be able to thrive from that. So for a lot of people, you could go check them out on social media. I believe for Irene is at Irene Job, and for Toyin Jones is at Afikewa Designs, isn't it? All right, so thank you so much. I appreciate you. For those of you that know that I launched my the Dapper Black Woman brand, the face the face behind all the designs is Tony Jones, Afikewa Designs. I have a short video that unfortunately has no sound. I'm just going to play so you can see like the beauty behind those hoodies. And you're not just supporting my brand, you're also supporting Afikewa Designs because she's the one doing the designs and also fulfilling the shipping and all of that. So for me, as Irene said, I'm just doing drop shipping. You go on my website.
Exactly.
Living the life.
Drop
So
shipping.
all the struggles behind getting the design done and shipping it to you is it all falls on
And I'm
Tony.
doing all
I'm
the
so
hard
sorry
work.
for that. So I'm just going to
You're
play
the
that so people can
headquarters.
see.
That's good.
Yeah, what it looks
Beautiful.
like.
It's
So
beautiful.
see how beautiful we
Yeah.
have all kinds of colors. It's really fantastic, and that's me rocking my own. Oh.
I love it. I love it.
So everybody,
Oh,
please
lovely.
go support the brand. It doesn't matter if you're black or if you're white or if you're brown. We have it for everybody. We have that proud black king, that proud black queen. We have that proud ally, that proud black ally, which are the
And
collection
keto.
for people that are not black. And these are really cute hoodies, and it's really cold out there. So please
I
go
love it.
support us. So that will be all for today. It's been a
Congratulations.
fantastic one. I can't believe that
Congratulations.
it's done. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So everybody, I'm going to see you again next Sunday, and I'm bringing another fantastic guest next Sunday. Why are we doing it on Sunday? Because it's Christmas. Yes, it was Christmas yesterday, and next week also is going to be New Year. So happy 2022 in advance. I pray that every one of us meet in 2022. Right? And at that point,
Amen.
I want to hear people's testimonies about how they started their own business from listening to this and how they have thrived so far. I'm really wishing to bring more people throughout the year on this platform to share with us, and so we can also learn from